Good morning and a warm welcome to Superscreen News at 10, broadcasting to you live from Lagos. I am Olamide Onga. Many thanks for joining us. President Muhammadu Buhari has arrived in Jigawa State for a two-day working visit. The president landed at Duse International Airport, where he was received by the state governor, Badaru Abubakar, Governor Abdullahi Ganduje of Kano State, the Minister of Aviation, Interior, State Minister of Budget, and a mammoth crowd. The president later proceeded to Adihya, where he was expected to commission road projects done by the state government. He is also expected to return to the state capital for the commissioning of other projects. Now, All Progressives Congress chieftain, Senator Magnus Abe, has appealed to President Muhammadu Buhari to call warring members in Rivers State to order. The Rivers Southeast senator said following the alleged compromise of APC's internal conflict resolution, aggrieved members are advised to seek redress in court. Abe said President should intervene to save the party from without conscience. He also said the APC must distance itself from a show of shame currently going on in Rivers State. The federal government has announced that the $320 million stolen funds by former late head of state Sani Abacha will be spent on the conditional cash transfer scheme of the administration to support the poor. Declaring open the 8th Commonwealth Conference of Anti-Corrupt Agencies in Africa, President represented by Vice President Yemi Oshibajo said it is one condition given by the Switzerland authorities for the repatriation of the funds. President Buhari also said the Global Forum on Asset Recovery, after its inaugural meeting in Washington, D.C. in December 2017, had facilitated efforts towards asset recovery and return. Policemen have dispersed members of the Islamic movement in Nigeria, IMN, from the Federal Secretariat Complex in Abuja. The Shiite members took to the Secretariat Complex to protest the release of their leader, Ibrahim El-Zakzaki, and his wife from the custody of the Department of State Service, DSS. The angry protesters were said to have grounded the complex and took over the roads in the area just a few meters from the presidential villa and the National Assembly complex. They were reportedly armed with stones during the security operatives that were earlier deployed in the area to dislodge them. A source, however, confirmed to journalists that a team of policemen swiftly arrived at the scene to disperse the protesting Shiite members.
Hey, inside. Jesus Christ.
In other news, an appeal has been made to the political class to continue to protect all institutions in Nigeria. A legal practitioner, Tunde Kolawole, made the appeal today in an interview with Superscreen while reacting to activities that characterize the All Progressives Congress, APC words, and local government areas congresses.
Reacting on the activities that characterized the All Progressives Congress APC ward and local government area congresses, this legal practitioner Tunde Kolawole urged the political class to respect all institutions in the country and invariably work on promoting peace and unity.
This portends a lot of danger for all of us and all. It shows us that the people in the APC are not different from the people in the PDP or any of these other political parties. It also shows us that for most of the people in the APC, the political party is just a mere vehicle through which they want to realize their respective political ambition. It also tells us that the APC have learned nothing from the past and they have forgotten nothing, and they are ready to continue with all the bad things that are associated with politics of the past, in terms of thuggery, in terms of bribery, in terms of hooliganism, in terms of lack of respect for the rule of law. And if that is the case, you and I could almost predict that they would also want to tamper with the 2018 election in terms of trying to enforce or trying to impose their will on the average Nigerian. The country exists, that is why politicians also exist. If the country doesn't exist, there's not going to be any political class. So the political class must be mindful of protecting the country, or protecting the judiciary, or protecting all institutions that we do have in this country. Because if you don't protect institutions, you destroy those institutions. Lo and behold, what you are indirectly doing is also destroying yourself in the process.
You will recall that the party's ward and LGA congresses in different parts of the country recorded violence as evident in Imo, Enugu states, Edo, and Lagos state, where one person died in Agege. And the one that many will not forget in a hurry is that of Rivers State, where sporadic shooting caused by a battle for supremacy between Senator Magnus Abe and Rotimi Amechi.
Rivers State.
Reacting on this development, these Nigerians expressed divergent views, while some are pessimistic of a peaceful election in 2019, others expressed optimism.
If this is general election, there will be there will be no violence, but at the Congress level, everybody is showing power tussle here and there. That is why you see violence everywhere. Even if a PDP today start doing their congresses, you will see where problem lies. So congresses, they are bound to be problem.
It was a shame if they could not conduct the ordinary World Congress election. So we wonder what will happen in 2019 general election. And it is quite unfortunate that APC, being the ruling party, that they could not be able to manage their own internal affairs. INEC should be totally independent, understand? Because the success of election depends on them. And they really need to conduct a free and fair election.
There have always been violence at the worst level anyway in the previous elections. So I think this time around it was minimal. So we should expect that it should improve in 2019.
On its part, Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike attributed the attack on the court to a coup and a threat on democracy.
This is a complete coup by Nigerian police and the APC to say that they overthrow the government of Rivers State. I've said it before, and I thank God we are vindicated. They are trying to see how the military will take over the government of Nigeria, knowing fully well that they are not likely to win the election. So for them, we are going to foment any problem.
But what does the law say about such situation in Rivers State, where a group shut down courts to prevent ruling?
It's an outright desecration of the judicial system. And it is not the first time it's going to be happening. You will recollect, initially when before Fayose was sworn in, there were certain cases before the court. In order for the court not to deliver its ruling or judgment in respect of those cases and order, it was alleged that Governor Fayose mobilized talks to the courts and order, and then destabilizes the proceedings. Destabilize the proceedings that were going on, and court went in there tearing the files and all the documents that were before the court, and up to today, nobody has been punished for that desecration of the justice system. With regards to what has happened in Rivers State specifically, you could say that the people who have engaged in that heinous act have fallen for what we describe as contempt of court. To that extent, if they could be apprehended, that is if the police is interested, because we saw most of the people who did the destruction on camera, the police could always trace these people, apprehend them, arrest them, and then bring them before the court.
In preparation for the general elections, however, Nigerians have been urged to be peaceful and protect their votes in 2019. Adinke Owoye Ajiboye, Superscreen News.
In all the news, the Federal High Court in Abuja has dismissed 2 suits challenging the attempt by All Progressives Congress APC to extend the tenure of its national chairman, John Odije Oyegun, and those of other officials of the party at the national, state, and local government, as well as the ward levels. In 2 separate judgments, Justice Nnamdi Digba held that the suit had become hypothetical and spent. The judge in his judgment said he has taken judicial notice of the fact that the party has started conducting its congresses for the purpose of electing its officials at the ward and local government levels. He also said he has taken judicial notice of the fact that the party had slated its national convention for May the 19th. The national head of the Zenith Bank PLC, Lawrence Akonde, has linked Ekiti State Governor Ayodele Fayose to the 1.2 billion naira allegedly received from office of the National Security Advisor about a month to a second-term election in 2014. The 1.2 billion naira is the subject of ongoing trial of one of the governor's aides, Abiodun Agbele, before Justice Nnamdi Digba at the Federal High Court in Abuja. You will recall that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, in August 2016, arraigned Agbele and 3 companies before the court on 11 counts of money laundering involving $4 billion allegedly taken by the immediate past NSA, Colonel Sambu Dasuki, retired, from Once's account with the Central Bank of Nigeria. The 3 companies charged alongside Agbele are Sylvian McNamara Limited, linked to a former Minister of State for Defense, Musiliu Obanikoro, the Privateer Limited, run by Agbele, and the Spotless Investment Limited, whose bank account is allegedly being operated by Fayose and his wife, Feyi Sheton. The nationwide strike embarked by health workers may have suffered a setback following resolve by doctors to render services and kick against the demands of the health workers. The national chairman of JOESO, Biobileme Joshua, has alerted doctors to make efforts to frustrate ongoing talks to end the strike. Josiah raised the alarm when he fielded questions from journalists in Abuja and also accused the Ministry of Health of collaborating with the doctors in suppressing JOESO's legitimate demands. The strike by the union has so far crippled healthcare delivery in the public health institutions across the country, but the doctors still render services. Minister of Health Professor Isaac Adewale has confirmed that the negotiations are on with JOESO to end the strike. The national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Uche Secondus, has condoled with another chieftain of the party, Bode George, over the death of his son, Oladipupo, who died in Ikoyi Hospital, Lagos, after a brief illness on Thursday. Secondus, who was received by the Lagos State Chairman, Moshood Salvador, at the early hours of yesterday, expressed his sympathy to Bode George on behalf of the party. Secondus said the National Working Committee of the party was pained by what they described as a sad loss, expressing bitterness that such a young man at 42 will die early. Secondus and other members of the party from Abuja were led to Bode George's house in Ikoyi by the Lagos State Chairman, Moshood Salvador, and other party members in the state. This is Superscreen News at 10, broadcasting to you from Lagos. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll take some business stories. Stay with us.
Before they come, they're supposed to, give us some information, notice. at least maybe a week or so. There was nothing like that.
Hunger is everywhere in Nigeria. People are dying every day, but Nigerian government are keeping quiet. Herdsmen are killing people. Why?
It's not what we expected because of these old men that are leading us, and you people know, you are aware that these people are not the right people to lead us. These kind of people that are leading us here are people of black mind. They just care about themselves and their family.
You are affecting my village. Let me use grass. If I call it use grass, I'm not to mistake. The other place where they build a shop, call it plaza. Say each shop they are 4 million naira. So I don't have the money, so I have to leave.
If you plan to get a tribal mark, it takes a lot of pain, but after some time, you enjoy it. No, we experience hold up now during the construction time. Then after some time, we start enjoying it.
The way they are doing the construction is too slow. It's too slow. The construction is too slow. They should stop the construction and make sure people go into their businesses and do their businesses.
Welcome back to Superscreen News at 10, and now for some business stories. The trial of top executives from two oil majors, ENI and Shell, over alleged corruption in Nigeria started with a brief procedural hearing and a decision to adjourn to next month. The trial, which was initially scheduled to begin on March 5th, 2018, in the Milan court, was postponed till May 14th and transferred to another chamber. The Milan court said the next hearing, set for June 20th, will assess requests from third parties, including a series of international non-profit organizations, to join the case. A lawyer representing the Nigerian government, Domenico Cantonish, said he is stepping down from his role. Milan prosecutors alleged that bribes were paid to win the license to explore an oil block that holds an estimated 9 billion barrels of oil, but which has never entered into production. And now the Federal Ministry of Power Works and Housing has commissioned the rehabilitation of the Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway with an inspection tour of the road. The Director, Federal Highways Southwest, Olalekan Busari, told the road has been neglected by previous administrations before it was re-awarded to Julius Berger for construction this month. According to Busari, the project is divided into two sections, the first of which starts from Ile-Zik in Lagos, spanning about 20 kilometers, while the second section falls in Ogun State and covers around 60 kilometers. Busari said the project had suffered several setbacks in the past, but the current administration is resuscitating it as part of its mandate to deliver infrastructural development to Nigerians. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll take some foreign stories plus some sports news. Stay with us.